All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We are a little late on this week's episode because we were busy watching D'Angelo Russell and the Ohio State Buckeyes continue to do what they always do, which is dominate at every sport. Our boy went number 2 in the draft, but we are here for this week's episode covering all the local events from Thursday to Thursday. This week we'll take you from today, June the 25th, all the way until July 2nd, right before we kick off our 4th of July weekend. So we've got a lot of shows, especially for a Thursday. There's actually a lot going on locally here in the area tonight. We've got some brand new news that we're just going to go ahead and speak about so that way we don't forget it later. We're going to be starting a summer concert series at the Beach Hut Deli on Calusa 20 in Yuba City, right there in the same shopping center as Kinzo's. Great local bar is right in there. Grocery outlet is in there. There's a bunch of spots in there. So look them up. We're going to start doing music there. It's not going to be a weekly thing. It's just going to be as we're able to line up great talent and push it through there. It is going to be on Thursdays, though, when it does take place, most likely from 6 to 8 p.m. It is going to be all ages, so you can bring the family out. We're going to call it the Cold Beer Summer Series. And, if you're over 21, you can, of course, go out there. They've got a bunch of great beers there. We were actually right there right before this watching the draft for a little while. And we had a great white beer. They've got Sierra Nevada, all the favorite drafts like Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light, all that good stuff, plus a bunch of premium beers too. So it's a great place to eat. We're really excited to be getting things kicked off with them. We're going to be doing our first show on July 16th, which is a Thursday. So make sure you mark your calendars for that one. Again, it's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. You got everything you need. You got food, you got drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, everything you want is going to be there. So we're really excited. We're going to be pumping out the promotion on that later tonight. To make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll post it on the Yuba Sutter Bars page as well as all over the internet. So be on the lookout for that. As far as tonight goes, though, we're going to go ahead and shine the spotlight on what's coming up. If you're in the area and you got your tickets, Lady Antebellum is going to be playing at the Toyota Amphitheater in Wheatland. So if you're a country music fan, that's going to be a great band to go out and check out. I don't believe it's sold out, so that should be a fantastic time. If you want to stick to something a little cheaper, maybe even free, and you want to stay local, Mountain Mike's Pizza on Butte House Road is going to be doing the longest running open mic series in the Yuba Sutter area. Tonight's theme is going to be a salute to the outdoors. So if you have any songs that, chime in about that type of topic, you can go out there, you can perform. That's at 7 p.m. It's going to go until about 10 p.m. It's free. And during the show, all pizzas are going to be 25% off. And best of all, it's inside, so it's air conditioned. It's 104 degrees. I was outside for about 6 seconds and was ready to just go back in. So that's going to be a good one to check out. Also going on, and I'm going to be performing tonight over on Stellar and Suds on Plumas Street, is going to be Angel Diaz and his comedy open mic series. So that's going to be taking place from 8 until about 10 p.m. or whenever all the artists finish. They've got great beer there. They've got their kitchen's going to be open, and that's going to be a fantastic time. It is 21 and up, but it is free to attend. So if you think you've got jokes, this is the 3rd month that they've been doing this. It's going to keep being the last Thursday of every month. So it's going to be a good time. I always enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. Jumping into Friday, if you're a little more business oriented and you like your bars, but you also want to get out there and network, the Yuba Sutter Chamber of Commerce, they always do their ribbon cuttings, and it's always a great party whenever they do it. This one's going to be especially a great party. I know in the past, a lot of times they'll bring out like a bartender and stuff. They're going to be doing their ribbon cutting. It's going to be a breakfast ceremony at the End Zone Sports Bar. So obviously very close to us, a part of the Yuba Sutter Bars family. So go on over there and, maybe you're not ready for a beer in the morning because it does slate to start at about 7:30 a.m. But if you want to go out there and network with some business people and you want to have the opportunity to congratulate the End Zone on being affiliated with these folks, go on out there, get yourself a Bloody Mary to start your day off right. That's going to be a great time. The Cookie Tree is also doing a fundraiser tomorrow. That's going to be going on all day, so you can stop in and get some more details on that event. Our friends in Industrial Drive are going to be playing the Concerts in the Park on the corner of 3rd and D Street in downtown Marysville. That starts at about 7, and like we say every week, it's a great thing to do because after the concert's out and you've enjoyed all the bands, you can stop in next door to the cigar box, walk down the block to Cortez Room, or even flip around and go the other way and stop in to the Silver Dollar. It's going to be a Friday. There's no better way to start your Friday off than to enjoy some great local music in one of our beautiful neighborhood parks in historic Marysville. So check that one out. Giving some more love to our friends at Cellar and Suds. They're going to be doing an event that kicks off also at 7 p.m. And that one is going to be, they're going to have some live music going. It's going to be a trio that's performing. There's obviously no cover to do that. And that's going to be the spot to be. Plymouth Street is blowing up as like the local spot to see great music in Yuba City if you can't make it over the bridge. With them, Sopatai, the brewery, there's always a lot of great places to go just all on one street. So that music's going to be going on all night. It's a little outside the Yuba Sutter area, but we're going to give some love to our favorite DJ. DJ Pauly Vibe is going to be performing in Oroville. So if you know people in the area, you can go out and kick it with them or at least tell them at it. But the Lake Oroville Golf and Event Center is going to be throwing a splash party. It's going to start at 8 in the evening, so after the heat has dissipated a little bit. And it's going to be just like the Yuba Sutter Bar's pool party. It's going to have a bunch of games, a bunch of drinks. The pool's going to be open. It's going to be a great time. If you remember, DJ Pauly Vibe has done some of our events in the past. Most notable, he worked with us in December for the Yuba Sutter Bar Awards. So we want to make sure that we put a spotlight on his events because we are locals helping locals. Going into Saturday, the historic Marysville Classic Car and Bike Show is going to be taking place. That's going to start bright and early. They got it slated for 7. I'm thinking it's probably going to be running for a while, but that's going to be all along D Street. So go on out there, check out the cars, drool over the bikes. I'm sure they're going to have a bunch of vendors and a really good time. If cars and bikes aren't your thing, maybe you're more into aviation. I know that there is a airplane display going on at the Yuba Sutter Airport. I'm not 100% sure. I know that their Aviation Association is having a meeting tomorrow, but we will have that information for you guys when that comes out. Another big event being put on by the Yuba Sutter Arts. It's going to be taking place in Yuba City at the town center, right off of B Street there. It's going to be the Yuba Sutter Cultural Celebration, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Right now we're living in a world where people are passing a lot of judgment. There's a lot of ugly hate going around, and you know, some of it just hit close to home for us. So we want to shine spotlights on events like this. It's going to be going from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The admission is free, no cover, all ages, and they're just going to be celebrating all the multi-ethnic cultures. They're going to have international food, dance, music performances, crafts for the kids, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to be a good time, and we want to encourage you guys to go on out and check that event out on Saturday. Talking about some other events that are coming up, the Battle of the Bands is taking place on Saturday, and there's going to be talent from all over Northern California. All the proceeds are going to be dedicated to Harmony Health Center, so it's a great cause. Obviously, we all need and rely on the hospital, so they're going to have the Sacto Mofo food trucks are coming up from down south, and they're going to be a part of our community for the evening. There's going to be a bunch of bands. They're going to give away a bunch of money. Vendors. They're going to have a beer garden. It's really the best place to spend a Saturday. We just had a fantastic weekend full of events with the summer stroll and everything last week. So going into this week, it's going to be another action-packed weekend. It's going to be kid-friendly. I believe it's a $10 cover, but make sure you bust out the water and the sunblock because it's going to be crazy. And if you're in that beer garden, remember that beer dehydrates you. So when you're out there in the 100-degree weather, make sure you're making smart choices and drink a water for at least 1 to every 2 beers that you enjoy. So that's going to be a good time. They're going to have a ton of great food trucks that are coming out there. In fact, we've worked with the food trucks a little bit in the past when we were in Sacramento, so we want to shine a little attention on them. Being from Sacramento, they're going to have a Bacon Mania truck. They're going to have a sports-themed truck called Game Day Grill. There's going to be some Mexican food out there. The Sweet Spot Baking Company is going to be out there, so if you got a sweet tooth, make sure you go and check that out. And if you're getting really, really dehydrated, they're going to have a shaved ice snow cone maker out there. So go ahead and pop on over to that and bring the whole family. Back into the music and back onto Plymouth Street. Deja Vu is going to be performing again at the Sutter Buttes Brewing Company. So go on out there, get some dinner, have a good time. You know the drill. And then we want to go a little off topic. I'm going to go ahead and finish out our Saturday real quick before we talk about this. But River's Edge is going to be having some music going on. I believe, I want to say it's Kimmy and the Diamondbacks. Let me just pull up my notes here real quick. It's actually going to be the Swank Masters. But shout out to our friends Kimmy and the Diamondbacks anyways, because they're fantastic. They just played Grumpy's last week. So shout out to them. But the Swank Masters are returning to River's Edge. They're going to be doing a great show. And it's just going to be fantastic. As one of our favorite local bars, we did our Halloween show there, and we love that spot. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Swank Masters. Go and check that out. Going on out in Hallwood at the 7 Mile House, Bent Rim is going to be performing with special guest Warning Shot. So they're going to have double the bands, double the fun, and that place is the party venue. They're only open on Saturdays because they're only open for a good time. It's not your local watering hole. It's a little ways out there, but it's fantastic. They've got the outdoor stage, the indoor stage. It's got a lot of history. It's a really cool place to just wander around and look at stuff if you've never been there. They did the music festival out there back in May, and this is going to be another fantastic show. So go support Warning Shot and Bent Rim. I believe Warning Shot is like a punk rock band, so that's going to be a good time. So talking about something a little different, still music related. A lot of you may know if you're friends with me on Facebook, or if you just watch the media. It's been reported on Gawker.com. Time Magazine's reported it. People Magazine. It's been all over the local news. There was a tragedy in Sacramento during the early morning hours of Father's Day, just before midnight on Saturday night, where 4 musicians were walking the streets of Sacramento, and they were attacked. All 4 men are straight, but they are rock stars, and they were wearing skinny jeans, and they were having a good time. A lot of these gentlemen hadn't seen each other, and they were arm in arm, having a blast, and a very hateful, judgmental person saw them in their skinny jeans and walking close arm in arm, and made the incorrect assumption that they were homosexuals. And either way, there's nothing wrong with that, and it is a very disgusting choice that this man made. And we're not going to get into too many details out of respect for the families and the victims and everybody involved, but one of the gentlemen was and is a tremendous best friend. I've toured around the country with this man. I've been through a lot of great happy moments. He's been there through some personal tragedies with me, and he's just a fantastic friend. And over the course, basically the next month, from now going all the way into July, the Sacramento music community and I think the greater Northern California community are all banding together, because this is not about Sacramento. This is not about local music. This is about human beings, and this is about ending hatred. We are seeing a lot of ugliness in Charleston, or we got this going on in our local backyards now, and it's completely disgusting that people are willing to kill and attack over the fact that someone is gay. I don't care who you are, what you support, or what your views are. If you don't like something you've been learning since preschool, to just walk away, to ignore it. There's a lot of stuff in our day-to-day lives when we have to deal with shitty people at our jobs, and we have to bite our tongues, and we have to just ignore it. And if it's not for you, fantastic. Go and live in your circle and live in your world. But we wanted to give a shout-out to 2 of the benefit shows that are going to be going on. Normally we like to support all things local, but we will be stepping out of the community and going down to Sacramento this Saturday. And we encourage anybody, whether it's just sharing a donation on the GoFundMe account that's being run by Sacramento musician James Cavern, or if you can actually go out and support these events. I'm going to be driving down to every single one of them. There's an open mic coming up. There's a few events coming up at the Blue Lamp on Alhambra in downtown Sacramento. And if you have any sentiments or anything you want to pass along, tag along with me, and I'm happy to give anybody a ride. The first show is going to be in the Citrus Heights area at a bar called Back Nine Sports, and a few musicians are going to be playing. It's going to be some heavier rock, and it's going to be a good time. Google Back Nine and find them on Facebook, and maybe make some plans to go out and do that. That show is going to kick off from 8 and then just run all the way until the bar closes. The other show is taking place the same night It's going to be in downtown Sacramento at the Poorhouse. I believe it's on Q Street, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I've kind of been out of the Sacramento area for a while, but consider going to one or many of the shows. And we have to stand up to this kind of hate if it's going to happen to the people we love, because it's just completely uncalled for. So thanks for listening to my little rant. It's obviously something very personal to me. So, and I encourage you guys to all take the time to help. Back into some happier news though. We're going to jump into our Sunday back in the Yuba Sutter area. Going on on Vernon Street at the town square, they're going to be, that's not local, but shout out to that event. Going on at the Harvest Room at New Earth Market on Tuesday, they're going to be doing the Lunch Mob. It's a local group. It's put on by the Chamber of Commerce, and they get together each Tuesday and they pick a local food spot. They've gone to Lumberjacks and countless other places in the past, and they just encourage people to go and support those businesses and spend some money there. So if you've never had the food at New Earth, I actually had lunch there earlier today, and it's fantastic. They got the great pizza bar, but then they've got a whole deli and a bunch of other stuff. Also going on with the Chamber of Commerce on Tuesday, Vintage Chick is going to be doing their ribbon cutting at 5:30 p.m. And that's going to be just like the event at End Zone. It's going to be a great networking opportunity. They're going to have a beer vendor out there so you can get a couple of drinks and meet some successful people. Going on that same night at 6 p.m., the Active 2030 Club is getting together, and they're going to be doing their meeting at the New Generation Lanes. They're going to be bowling. It's a great group of individuals. I myself am not a member of the club, but I've thought about joining a lot in the past. I'm just a little too busy, but my roommate has worked with them. They're the ones who put on the beer festival at the fairgrounds, and there's just a lot of really cool stuff going on. So definitely consider checking that event out and seeing if you got the skills to beat a couple of people in bowling. Going on at Round Table that same night, Tuesday, June 30th at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a boys' night out, and it's put on by Tri-County Diversity. It's a group that supports the lesbian, gay, bi, and transgender communities of our local area. And kind of going back to the other topic I was talking about, regardless of how you feel about that topic, or if you practice that lifestyle yourself or not, I say go anyways, because these people are our friends, they're our neighbors, they're the people who work at Starbucks and give us our morning coffee. They're just like everybody, and I don't understand. It baffles my mind how in the year 2015 people are still being judged by such petty little differences. So check that out. Along the same topic a little bit is another event that is related to the incident in Sacramento. So it is taking place in Sacramento, and normally we don't support events outside of our area just because we're trying to keep it local. But the Pine Cove, a great little local venue that I've done some bartending at in the past, they're going to be doing an open mic benefit for the victims of that tragic accident last weekend. And it's an open mic. Whoever signs up, as long as time allots, you can go out. And I'm planning on going out there and doing my unique brand of comedy. And hopefully you guys will take the time. And you know what? We're just going to shout this one out, even though it is not until next Friday and it's outside of our calendar. And it's not even local, but it's our friends in On-Off, our local boys, the legends, the Hall of Famers from the Yuba Sutter area. The Irish Trio is going to be playing at the 21 Club here in Yuba City, so check that out. The reason I said it in Sacramento is because I was getting ahead of myself. I know they have a show coming up at Faces in downtown Sac, so think about hitting that show up. But you know what? This is pretty much going to wrap up our show for the week. Thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you for following us on Facebook, following us on Instagram. You can find us all across every form of social media by looking up Yuba Sutter Bars. And recently, a lot of you guys have actually been tagging us in your posts, sending us your pictures of you guys out at the bar, having a good time. And we want more of that. That was a big idea when I started this. Not a lot of people are doing it yet. But keep that up. Put us in your hashtags. Tag us in your posts. Send us all your local events. If you got a party coming up that you want to promote, or your band's playing a big show, or you got a fundraiser, or whatever. The tagline of our business is Yuba Sutter Bars, but we are far more beyond just bars. We support local food, we support local business, we support everything that is local. We are locals helping locals. We love this area. We love all of you. We want to once again thank you for the time, for listening. Come on out to Cellar and Suds tonight. Share some laughs with us. Share a few drinks. Cheers and God bless.